I'd like to call this meeting of the City of Elkhorn Architectural Review Board and City Planning Commission to order. It's Thursday, February 5th, 2026 at 6 p.m. Will you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Okay. Watke,
Here.
Hunter,
Here.
Stackel,
Here.
Boardman,
Here.
Geeslin, Meinel,
Here.
Schroeder.
Here. Next, we've got the approval of the minutes from the January 15th, 2026 meeting.
Motion to approve?
Second. We got a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes are approved. Our first item is Zach Knutson, Next Generation Development LLC, Legacy at Sedge Meadow. It's a project at Northeast Sedge Meadow Street and West Walworth Street. Zoning map amendment discussion recommendation. But first, we've got a public hearing. So notice is hereby given that a public hearing will be held before the Plan Commission of the City of Elkhorn on February 5th, 2026 at 6 p.m. or soon thereafter, as the matter may be heard in the council chambers, city administration offices, 311 Seymour Court, Elkhorn, Wisconsin, for the purpose of hearing all interested parties, their attorneys, or agents with respect to a proposed amendment to the City of Elkhorn zoning map submitted by Zach Knutson, Next Generation Development LLC. The City of Elkhorn seeks to amend the zoning map to rezone the parcel located on the corner of Sedge Meadow Street and West Walworth Street, which is State Highway 11, from B2 Community Business District to RM2, multiple family resident district. The property is more precisely identified by the tax key YEW00001. Oh, excuse me. Is there anyone here that would like to be heard? Yes, sir. If you'd come up and state your name and...
Good. I'm Nathan Watson. I represent Next Generation Development, and I appreciate your consideration tonight. And if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Okay, great. Thank you. Seeing no one else, we'll close the public hearing and move on to Allison, I believe.
Yes, thank you very much. So Next Generation Development has been working with the City of Elkhorn on this vacant parcel of land here. It's currently zoned B2 Community Business District. They're seeking to rezone it to RM2 Multiple Family Residence District so that in the future they would be able to construct something similar outlined on your screen, a couple of multifamily residential housing units. We've had some preliminary discussions with the City of Whitewater. We've met with Next Generation a couple of different times to make sure their future site plan would work well on this parcel. They've been working with Kapoor, our city engineer, and they've got, stormwater and those sorts of things hashed out. But the first step in this process is just to rezone the land to get it to a point where they would be able to present a project like this. So the proposed rezone does match with our 2040 land use plan, which calls out this parcel being high density residential. So the rezone is consistent with our comp plan. So staff is recommending the Plan Commission approve and move the rezone forward to the City of Whitewater Council.
Any questions?
Tim, maybe we could explain why it's going to the City of Whitewater
Yeah.
Council? You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm sorry, City of
We're sitting
Elkhorn.
here-
City of Elkhorn. City of Elkhorn Council.
Thank you.
Yeah, so sorry.
You were a little worried there, weren't you?
All right. Any other questions?
I don't have any
Comments?
questions.
I'd entertain a motion.
I'd so move.
Second.
We've got a motion and a second to send this on to the council. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. We'll get that right over to Whitewater.
Yeah.
Our next item is Kirk McKellen. He's the applicant for KVM Construction Company, EFD Building LLC. This is at 1525 North Fairway, a site plan and architectural review, discussion and possible recommendation. Allison?
Yes, thank you so much. So for the city of Elkhorn, you have a site plan and architectural review for 1525 North Fairway Lane. This is a current dentist office, I believe. It's in the B6 Commercial Business District. They are requesting to expand their current parking lot and add some additional parking stalls. There's a couple of things I just want to note for Plan Commission before I turn it over to Kapoor. I think most of these items are also noted in the Kapoor memo. But in terms of the plan that was submitted, the proposed parking expansion is currently 10 feet from the street lot line. Our code does specify that required off-street parking spaces may be located in any yard except the required street yards. And so that means that technically, if parking is located in a street yard of a property, the setback should be 30 feet. So currently the site plan is not in compliance with that requirement. But one thing I did want to point out to Plan Commission is it appears that this entire business park has been developed in a manner that does not meet that code requirement. So if you look at the screen, almost every adjacent property has their parking located in the street yard, and none of the buildings are compliant with that code requirement. So with that being said, the Plan Commission can, make their determination tonight as if they would like to waive that requirement for this applicant or not. So that's just one thing I wanted to note on this submittal. Additionally, there are some landscape requirements for our code states for every 10 parking stalls, a landscape island or buffer should be installed. Technically, in that row of parking closest to the building, they've got 13 parking stalls in a row, and they're not showing a landscape island. However, they do have that hashed out area there for the building entrance, which separates the parking. And I do feel that's sufficient for this purpose. I think that to put a landscape island in that front row of parking would not serve any purpose. So I would be comfortable using that as a buffer to these parking stalls. Other than that, the overall site plan looks good, and I'll just have Kapoor touch on their review.
Thank you, Allison. I guess a couple of things outside of what Allison had already mentioned regarding the setback and the parking stalls. The site is under the requirement to meet stormwater under 1405. I had spoken with Matt as well on this. They have a second entrance proposed, which is required to be approved by the DPW, and we're both in agreement that that would be acceptable for this site. And then a couple questions on just some grading stuff, and I talked to Warren earlier, kind of going through my concerns on that, and some updates regarding silt fence extensions, and then a comment regarding cleaning the road at the end of every day to make sure it's free of sediment, to be consistent with 1404 of the City of Elkhorn ordinance.
All right. Warren, do you have anything you want to add?
Can add something to that.
Sure. If you want to come up, yeah.
We did get the comments line off of the city. Sherry sent them to me. And I'm going to, let's see, there's actually 10 parking spots in front of the building. And then you hit where the stone was placed. We're gonna make a landscape island there. I'm gonna take that stone and put an island there, and then there's gonna be 2 parking stalls on the other side. And then we're gonna make a little rock line waterway so the drainage can go around the parking and then back around in front of that landscaped island there. So we can address those questions about drainage and about the island right there. The only thing that we cannot really, I can't do 30 feet off of the street there. That particular part of the parking lot that is closer, and I did move the one back. It was 8.9 feet back. We moved them both to 10, so it's uniform there. And then we moved that back, and that really only represents about 30% of the frontage, for the whole street, for that parking area, whereas across the street, there's a lot more of it there. And that's the way to ask for that acceptance, I guess, of that. That's the only thing I couldn't do with this. Otherwise, I think everything else is gonna be addressed.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions for Warren?
I got one question. if
Sure.
it's okay. Is this for staff parking? This entrance, is this gonna be like a exit only, or is it both ingress and egress?
I don't have my hearing aid in, so I gotta-
Is this for both ingress and egress, or is it just for leaving the site?
It's for both.
It's for both, okay.
I'll just add to that I believe a lot of staff will be parking in this area. I did speak with the applicant, Kirk, and he stated that they're in desperate need of more parking on this site and that there have been people parking in the grass. So they're really hoping to get this approved.
I happened to stop out there this afternoon, and he's got 6 cars parked in the grass over the side. He needs the parking, apparently. Got a lot of
Mhm.
place. I don't have anything else unless you
Okay.
got questions.
Okay. Well, at least he's improving it to the point of where, the customers or people that go there have a place to park and they're not parking in the grass or out on the street.
Mhm.
So that's definitely a positive. I wouldn't have any problem approving it with what Allison has put in there. If we have to, what do we have to do, Allison?
Nothing. You can just approve as presented.
As what?
As presented.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then I'll make a motion to approve as presented.
I'll second it.
I guess I don't see, as we looked at the map, there's other businesses that are in that area that have already done that, but,
Mhm.
so I don't think we're creating a monster, we're just adding another leg to the monster, I guess. But I don't see any problems with it.
Okay. We got a motion, a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Allison, you have something you wanted to add?
With all
Yeah.
comments and engineering comments?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, absolutely.
Okay, motion passes. Do we have any general discussion items?
Nope.
Nope. And we have meetings coming up February 19th and March 5th?
Yes, we will have both meetings.
Okay, great. Anyone else have anything, questions or anything?
Move for adjournment.
All in favor?
Aye.
We're adjourned.